I would like to introduce to our speaker for today. I think he needs no introduction, whoever has been with us till now. But okay. So we have Mr. Mohamed Noorulla. He is currently managing partner with Perry Ellis International. So I'll just give you a very brief about the company and him, of course. So Perry Ellis International is a leading designer, distributor, and licensor of apparel and accessories for men and women. Mohamed Noorulla has 17 years experience in product development in textile field, and he has been in this current position since 2006 as Vice President of Technical and Product Development. Mr. Noorulla has worked in Perry Ellis in US for 4 years before moving to Shanghai. And after moving from US, he established a product development center in China in 2011. So you can see his achievements, like real big, huge. A product development center is responsible for R&D, fabric QC, fabric developments, testing lab, and color team, which has helped the company to enhance the speed to market needs and has brought many new innovations in the company. Before joining Perry Ellis International in 2006, Mr. Noorulla was Regional Technical Service Manager for Southeast Asia at Levi Strauss & Company, worked there for 6 years, based out of Malaysia and India. He was responsible for product development and technical services. And apart from all this, Mr. Noorulla has published many technical articles and has spoken at textile conferences in India and abroad. So I think this is the shortest that I could speak of him. I had this privilege to talking to him 2 to 3 days back, and I think it was wonderful. I think some people have that spark in their personality wherein you have so much to learn. So I think all our attendees today will have lots to take away. So yes, Mr. Noorulla. And yeah, before he starts, I'd just like to tell all the attendees out here, welcome again, those who have joined us right now. There's a question and answer box right at the bottom of the Zoom app. Whichever problem, query which you have in your mind, whenever and wherever, please type in your questions and send us. We'll try taking all the questions as much as can. I hope you know that we have constraint of timelines, but we'll try taking at least the best ones. And any technical issue, please send us chat privately to me or my technical support, Ms. Divya and Ms. Srimuka. So we'll be happy to help you.
Thank you very much, Shweta. And I should first thank to Dr. Vijay Kumar, Professor Vijay Kumar, when he requested me, can we have technical seminar, and he insisted me especially to talk how can we change Indian textile and garment industries. So I accepted these invitations, and then I'm going to do my best to explain to all the audience.
Yep.
Before I get into the current and the future innovations, I want to do little small corrections in Shweta's speech.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a managing partner for the Newwell Textile, not for Perry Ellis. Please correct that. I'm so apologies for behalf of Shweta.
No problem, no problem.
Okay. So as she explained about my profile, I just little more add two, three sentences I would like to add. Basically, I'm from Karnataka. I'm from a small village, which is in Chitradurga district, Chalagre, where I did my secondary schools. And after that, I had done my diploma in textiles technology. And then I have done my bachelor degree, which is BTech Textile Technology. After that, I have done my master degree in textile technology. So I started my career in dye house in Bangalore. I worked for 5 years in the dyeing house. And then I learned a lot of things in the dye house, working in day-to-day in doing the dyeing. After that, I got an opportunity to work one of the leading buying house in India, which is Triberg. A lot of people are aware about the Triberg. I worked in Triberg for 6 years. After that, I got an opportunity at the age of 27 to lead Asia Pacific division in Levi Strauss Company. That time, the Levi Strauss Company was $12 billion company. So I took that opportunity, and after that, taking the opportunity, I got an opportunity to travel all over the world Almost I had traveled about 38 countries. Today, whatever you are going to hear from me is my experience and what I have done in the past and currently what I am doing it and what I'm going to do it and how India can also take, our Indian entrepreneurs can take the lead out of this. After working in Levi Strauss company at the age of 27, when I became 32 years old, I got an opportunity to work in the US as a vice president. I became engaged vice president in Perealis, which is a $1 billion company catering 18 brands. I was heading almost all the brands, fabric development team and product development team at the age of 32. I worked in US and then I moved to the China. After moving to the China, so as already she explained, I established like R&D center and speed to market, which is very important, speed to market, which is we are missing in a big time. So this is a little introduction about me. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, everybody, because all over the world people has been joined to hear from us today, okay? So my topic today is like current and the future innovation opportunities for Indian market. So before we go, like whenever we say innovations and all, we always think, oh my God, is rocket science technology or it is chemical equations. That's what we think actually. That's not the innovations. Innovations come from everything. So we need to think differently. We need to act differently. And then you make different product. Always you need to think differently. You need to always think differently, act differently to make a different product. That's a simple change in the product attribute is innovations. So we believe in that. That is what the topmost brands are doing globally. Before getting into this bigger topics of innovations and the current things, I just want to take and discuss some of the important things is a evolution of textiles and apparel business in Asia. See, you can see the graph. Hopefully you're seeing the graph. The average annual growth of garment industry in 2010 to 2016, China is a 4% and India is 8%. Bangladesh is 11% and Vietnam is 15%. This is very important figures we need to remember because in my subsequent slides, I'm going to show how our industries has been impacted and what are the remedies we need to take to improve our business. That's very, very important. And the second chart, you can see also the labor force and productivity of 2016. You can see like in this whole textile and apparel industry.
Noorulla, trades are not moving. Trades are not moving.
You can see anything slide or no?
No, it's not moving.
We have the graph, sir.
What is happening? Can you see now?
Yeah, it's visible here.
Can you see, sir?
I'm not seeing. No. Whether all participants can see that?
Yeah, I'm getting the messages that they're not able to see it big.
Can you able to see?
Yes, they're not able to see it still. However, I'm able to see it quite big. So I just know it's a problem.
You see?
Okay, so they all are on the graph page, sir.
Yeah, graph page only.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. Cool, sir. Cool, sir. They can see.
I am in the graph page only. You have a little bit patience so that like you can see this graph, which is very, very important. And graphs are very self-explanatory. So I'm not going like graph like one by one. I want to explain like a lot of things, okay?
I'm not seeing the graph.
No. Can you see the graph? Can we see the graph? Huh?
Yes, sir, we can see the graph.
Audience are seeing the graph?
Yes, sir, they can see the graph.
Okay, fine. This is very, very important graph. I would like to $1 million business. You just go back and come back. Like in China, we always talk about China. China is one of the country we want to challenge them. But how are we going to challenge China? Because China does close to $157 billion business in apparel business and $118 billion business in textile business. Totally, if you put together, it's going to be roughly $248.9 billion business we need to do. How can China is able to do such a massive business in compare with India, which is $16.6 billion business? How are we going to do it? And then I'm just going to discuss a little bit more in details of the China, how they're able to do this much of massive business. And then coming to this another important country, which is just double than our business number, is Vietnam, which I said like the population of Vietnam is just 97 million people. And Cambodia is 17 million people. Indonesia is 200 million people. See, Hong Kong is just a trading center, but our India, we have 130 million people, 1.3 billion people, we are there. So I would like to talk that there are a couple of things here. One of the things which I want to discuss here is how the China has been developed the business. Because I am in China for past 11 years. I know in China in and out. And also I know the in and out of Vietnam because I have traveled to the Vietnam about 120 times in span of 10 years. The China has built a business ecosystem. They have adopted all the good practices of the whole world. They don't have the ego in adopting any systems. They worked on the high productivity. The high productivity is coming from the automations and upgraded technologies, state-of-art R&D design centers. The important thing here is China is able to do such a big, massive business because they have decentralized the whole things. If you want to see weaving mills, you can see the cluster of weaving mills in one region for polyester manufacturing. If you see cluster of weaving mill doing cotton manufacturing, cotton weaving sector. If you see the dye houses, only dye houses work for dyeing these fabrics. I don't want to go in details, but I'm just telling you the decentralized sectors they are equipped with all unconventional systems and automations and upgraded. And what is the meaning of unconventional system and how are the decentralization is helping the China to build the business, which is very important. What happened is like in India, we have the model of doing completely integrated things, meaning like we want to build an industry from the fiber to fabric and we have no change. But in China, the weaving people will be specialized in weaving only. Again, if you subdivide, the weaving factories are doing only if they want to do this taffeta fabric, they just keep on doing the taffeta fabric, thereby they increase the productivity. If they increase the productivity, definitely they can offer the better price. So the point here is they are specialized in doing a lot of their work. Therefore, they can offer very competitive price compared to India or elsewhere in the world. That's why they can able to do, the China can able to do the complete business. I can say the 60% of apparel and textile business is predominantly done by China because of their having the productivity things, which I just explained. And the other important thing in China, which we need to learn that lesson, because I'm working there for past 10 years, they built the very robust infrastructure. Robust infrastructure means logistic and the supply chain, and they have built the industrial parks and the roads and railways and powers. How these things are going to improve our productivity, improve the business. Without these logistic and industrial park at the roads and the railways, China wouldn't have built such a big, massive things. I just want to give you some examples. I start in the morning from my home to go to industry 250 kilometers. I start at 6 o'clock, then I will reach by 7:30 to 8 o'clock, I will reach in the destination. 200 kilometers can be drive within like 2 hours. Can it possible in India? And then they have the train system they built. Whenever we want to go to this any place, like even if you want to go to the Shanghai to Beijing, which is almost like 2,000 kilometers away, we can go in the train in 4 hours time. Do we have these facilities like this? This railway system has changed their lives. The industrial people, the entrepreneurs, or the business people, they can just travel in the morning and they can finish the meetings and they can come back to their place. In India, it's only possible by aircraft. But how many people can afford this going by air? That's very important. So the primary objective and primary things in the Indian market, to grow the Indian market, in Indian business, we are in $16 billion compared to China of $250 billion, which is almost like 1,000 times more than Indian business. And another thing is like lower level supplier competency need to be improved. What it means is, I explained here, there are small vendors, meaning that small suppliers, they are dedicated to do certain product and they became the master in doing this product, which is very important. And the people will never want to change anything production from one product to the another product. They keep on doing the things. And therefore they can offer very competitive price to us. And then we say, oh, Chinese product is very cheap. But in China, they have all levels of product. You have this low level of product, you have the high level of product, you have this $1 fabric price, even 50 cents fabric per yard, they can give 25 cents fabric price they can give. And also they can sell $15 fabric price also. They have built that one. Because even the Indian brands today, most of the people are also might have joined here. They buy Indian fabrics from all over place, but still they buy a lot of fabrics from China because of two reasons. One is the product quality. Second one is the finish of the fabric. You cannot get it in India because the China has mastered in individual technologies, which is very important. Even though India is big producer of the viscose rayon and polyester, but the type of polyester fabric which is produced in China, which we are not able to produce in India. Even though like another product, I can just give an example. China has mastered in a lot of technologies, especially in the nylon side, which we are not at all doing it anything nylon. If I ask nylon 4-way stretch fabric, can you produce in India? They say no. Can we produce the 4-way stretch fabric in the cotton? They say no. in China, but already this has been exist past 8 to 10 years back. 8 to 10 years back, they had developed 4-way stretch nylon fabrics, 4-way stretch cotton fabrics. But whenever I ask in Indian mills, they say, oh, we are working on this to develop 2-way stretch fabric, but we cannot do it 4-way stretch fabric. Can you do this any blends of the fabrics? They say, no, we cannot do the blends of the fabric. We do only pure, like either 100% cotton. Now maximum we have elevated to the CVC fabric. CVC means chief value cotton, which is like more than 50% of cotton. That type of products only we are able to produce. We are not able to produce any different the new product categories. And there is an important point why the China has been grown in my views, because we have produced millions of fabric, millions of yards of fabric. Even though like last week we have received some of the developments from the Walmart, and they requested us, can you develop 10 fabrics with 120 colors, but it has to be done in 15 days. It has to go from starting from the scratch to the everything. And we are able to do in 15 days everything, 120 colors. Can you imagine, can you able to do it in India? It is very, it's not possible to do it in India. But China can turn around these things and get it done. Even though if you place the order of any one PO of 1 million yards, they work. Like if you give the PO of 1 million yards today, and within 30 days, they're able to ship about 100,000 yards of fabric in 30 days with all your approvals, like lab tip approvals, dye lot approvals, and testing approvals. They're able to ship 100,000 yards in one PO of one product. And then they repeat every week, they're able to ship 100,000 yards. If you have 5 POs, they're able to ship 500,000 yards per week. Just to imagine the 500,000 yards, which is in Indian language, we call like 5 lakh meters, 5 lakh yards, which is big. Whenever I talk to these Indian mills, I have an order of 500,000 yards. Can you able to do it? So they'll say, oh, okay, we need time for 30 days to develop it. And we need time for 4, 5 months, 6 month time. Lead times are like that. How are we going to meet the speed to market gains? Speed to market is so important, so important. The reason why I'm saying the speed to market importance, because India was doing a lot of business in the past with the EU, which is European countries, but the business has been moved to the Europe itself. In 2010 to 2015, they were doing very small amount of business in Europe. Today, they are able to do the business of $150 billion business within the Europe, because they moved the fabrics and garment factories they built in the Europe itself to cater to the needs, speed to market needs. Where are we now? We have to think in these directions, because we have, I can say in India, we have like only like few industries, like Arvind, like you can say the Grasim or Raymond's or something. There's few actually. In China, it's not like that. There are so many things, because it's a decentralized sectors, and individual sector can focus and make this mastering that, and they can able to do this better business and can do this price competitions. That's very important. Here, the 3 things are very important. One is the speed to market. And the second important thing is, how are we going to develop the product on time, which is important. And another important thing is, any type of fabric we give, any type of blend we can give, we can request them. They can able to do it, spin it and quickly, and they can bring it on the table to us within 20 days time. Can we do it like that? To do that one, there should be a master plan by the government. That's very important. Master plan by these provinces. Provinces means states. That master plans are missing it out. Even though I was talking last week with one of my friend who does a lot of business in India. He said like, there is a textile park in Hassan district in Karnataka. There are only few people who have joined there. because there are other companies, they're outside this park, textile park, because there is no connection, there is no synchronization between government policies versus industries. How are we going to connect the dots, which is very important. If we don't connect, we cannot build a cluster of industries in one region for one product. If you cannot do it, we cannot be competitive. If you are not competitive, we are out of business. You have seen the graph, earlier graph, which you have seen in the earlier graph. Here the business, India's business has been shrunk by 10% from the 2018 to 2017. And 2019 it's been gone business by $1.2 billion less, which is like they're saying, I just saw this, the report, which is saying like India has done the $15.2 billion business. So every day it is reducing the business. Every year by year we are reducing the business. But we need textile business to the India. The reason why we need textile business, because we have a lot of poor people and below poverty people. We can give the better prices, and also we can give the jobs. Without jobs, our economy cannot grow. Even though, like, I can criticize one of the policies of the government today, they have given a lot of advantages, and they said they're going to give a lot of money to the manufacturer. Where is the customer for that? Where is the customer? When we had a customers, we have not given to the we have not supported to the industry to grow it, and we have not made the master plan to grow it, which we are missing in a big time. So India has a lot of opportunity. I can see India has a lot of opportunity to grow textile business. See, we can talk a lot of things about IT industry. IT industry can give the job to the only IT people who is engineers, who has done the diplomas, a master degree. Those kind of people can get the jobs. But how many engineers we can produce? We have like 60% of the people, Indian population is poverty line and below poverty line. Only industry which can give support to this nation is textile and apparel industry, where they don't need your degrees. We need only the few engineers and few entrepreneurs who can give this bigger job opportunity to all the poor. For the business meetings, they say we are very confident, and it also allows you to make you to feel confidence, boost your energy, and also it gives a lot of freedom of movements, and it has most important thing is comfort level. These are the things they added. Out of these, they're also adding a lot of technology into the products, which is very important. They are the key. They are the number one today brand in the world as a brand assessment value. See, these are the brands, which is the activewear brands, which is the market cap, which is Nike, because Nike is a very old brand, and it has been penetrated into every country in the world. Almost, I can say they penetrate into every country, even though they not penetrate, but somebody is taking the Nike goods to the other countries. Even their presence is there in African countries. They are 18.3% share in the marketplace, Nike alone. I'm talking about not the overall textile business, apparel business. I'm talking about in the activewear side and the sports side, Nike is leading. But who's the leader in the activewear? Is it still Lululemon, Athleta? And also nowadays, when the Lulu and the Athleta Under Armour has taken the business from the Nike, which is 4.1% and 1.9% of business has been already taken out from this Nike and the Adidas business. And you see these are the brands which is having this lot of global presence. Do we have any brands in India which can go to the global? That's a question for us. India has a 1.3 billion people, and we say we are 1.3 billion people. Do we have any brand which say, oh, one brand can able to do $1 billion business in India? I don't know. I have not come across. I have come across with these groups who does like 1 billion, 2 billion with 5 to 6 brands and 5,000 people working, 10,000 people are working. But we have not made the brand to accept in the industry, which is very important. Only way to accept in the industry is innovations. So innovation is the key to success of the business. Today, the fashion business is going down, casual business is going down, active business, yoga business are coming up. That is going to become a fashion business. Even the activewear business is almost like a lifestyle business. It's no more activewear business. People have started wearing this activewear clothing and going to the office. Now, I'm just going back to the trends, which is like current technologies trends in India or elsewhere, we are using it. It's a very simple technologies, we are using it. And even though like wrinkle-free, which is everybody knows, which is in the cotton, when I started talking about the wrinkle-free non-iron product, which I talked first time in India with Arvind Mills, even though the people like Sushil Kaul, he's the CEO of the textile, Arvind Textiles. If he happened to be in this meeting, or if there's people from Arvind, they should be knowing me. When I went there, when I was working as a Asia Pacific manager in the Levi's, I said, I need a wrinkle-free pant, not wrinkle-free. I need non-iron pant, not non-iron pant. I need no iron pant. I don't want to touch anything. Then I asked them, like, can you be able to hit the standards? Hit the standard means if people can understand, if I say AATCC 124 method, I need the 4 smoothness, 4 crease. What does it mean? Meaning like that if you wash these garments in the machine and take it out and I can wear it and go to the office. I can go and attend the interviews. I don't need to touch it again, the iron. I worked with this that time, one of the other company, which still I know that Aditya Birla, which they're producing. I went to them, hey, can we do this product? I had developed this technology in elsewhere. I want to bring the business to India for Dockers. That time the Dockers brand was doing $4 billion business totally, but I wanted to do more business in India. So I came here 2-3 times, many times talking to the people here. Oh, can you do it? Because we can do millions of yards, millions of garment business. But when I found out we don't have the technology, we don't have this capability, production capabilities, then I said, oh my God, we cannot do it. So I need to went back to this, to developing this any technology to China, again back to China. Because they have built the infrastructure to cater the needs of the world. That's why they call global production centers. Today we have this, still I can say in the Indian market, few brands still they carry this wrinkle-free pants, but not to the big things. And then we have this other thing is commonly is like we have this repellency products, we have antibacterial or moisture management. These are the common properties or technologies or the chemistries we are doing it. But what is we are missing? These are the common. We need to elevate ourselves to the second level because we are thinking not for today, we have to think for tomorrow. We need to build our own things. I would like to share here some of the things. Okay, this another technology which is already exists here, which is the temperature management, PCM based technology. But I'm see there a lot of student has been joined. If I say only PCM based technology, they must be saying something is PCM. Preschool management something. No. It's a phase change material things. How it works, I'm going to show in this small paragraph how it works so that you understand. Totally in the temperature management is, if the temperature is very hot, like 32 degrees centigrade, you should not feel hot. You should feel 26 degrees centigrade. That's what the temperature management. But most of the things, temperature management in India, we put the label for wicking finish, we say it's temperature management. It's not actually temperature management. We have not done the correct using the correct terminologies, or we are not evaluating to the international standards. So one of the technology which is already revolving here, which I'm just showing is like face side is a repellency, back side has a wicking, which is we call this aero finish, which is 3-in-1 technology. This technology was primarily developed by a company called Solar. This we did about like 20 years back. Now I'm seeing in Indian market. 20 years back we did this technology. Today I'm seeing here. Just to imagine how backward we are in terms of adapting and addicting to these technologies. See, I can explain like this technology alone for 1 hour, which is no meaning for this audience. So I'll move on to the next things. And the same thing technology, what it does is, it's a feel-good factor, which is very important. We call the aero finish, absorbency inside, repellency outside. Even though in the summer, if you go outside, you sweat, the sweat mark should not seen outside. If anybody goes with a sweat mark to the office or the interviews or something, people will feel like very bad, correct? So we need to see this kind of technology. We should have the breathability, which has the absorbency inside. Sweat should not come outside. This already exists. That's why I'm just showing you this is one of the technology I saw in the Indian market. It is there. But still, coming with the same technology and implementing into the different substrates, which is very important. Let's talk about like anything, like shirting fabrics. Can we able to adopt this technology in the shirting? Can we adopt this technology into the pants? Can we adopt this technology into the other things? We see only this small thing portion. Can we elevate to this multiple product, which is very important. One technology itself, if you believe in one technology, you build on that technology, you master it, the technology. If you master the technology, definitely you will be the leader in the technology. Once you become the leader, you can command in the marketplace, which is very important here. And another thing, another technology, which is mostly our dress shirts manufacturers or dress shirt companies in India is very fond of Chinese fabric, which is like a liquid ammonia finished fabric, which is famous. Recently in India also, like it's recently about 5 to 8 years, maybe maximum. India, some few industries also set up this liquid ammonia treatment plants. Especially this is good for shirting fabric. But still Indian brands, they are allowed to buy fabric from China. Luthai is one of the mill they buy, and also many other industries in China. It's about like 9 to 10 factories is there in China. They've set up the liquid ammonia treatment plant. What it does is liquid ammonia treatment, liquid ammonia. The ammonia will be in the liquid form. If you maintain the temperature of minus 30 degrees centigrade, it will be in the liquid form, and the fabric will pass through that. It will going to enhance the luster. I can say in the other words, in the textile word, mercerization. And also it is going to enhance the strength of the fabric. But I have not seen, only I have seen pre-Q fabric, which is nothing but this, we do the application, chemical application in the fabric form. Post-cure means we apply the chemicals and we do the subsequent processes in the garment form. The garment dip means we make the garment and we add the chemicals. Just I'm giving the little hints because a lot of experts are already there in this seminar. But I'm explaining to the students who doesn't understand, at least they can understand what is the meaning of pre-cure. Pre-cure means it's been already set, everything with the chemicals. Post-cure means it's chemical application and then doing this. Processing, and garment dip is like we're dipping this along with the chemicals and they're processing it to achieve the performance. But I have not seen a mind-blowing product which can knock the doors in the whole world. See, one of the product which I was working with the development team in the Dockers as a regional head, non-inner pant in the Dockers brand, which was the #1 pant. Those days, it was 15 years back, it's been done remarkable big business. You cannot even imagine that much business. But recently we have done it, but I don't see this, still this product has been elevated to go to the global level. Because we have the machine or 1 or 2 places, but still we are lacking to develop the new category of the product, which is so important. So basically the liquid ammonia treatment is going to keep the garment fresh because it also enhances the strength of the fabric, which is tenacity we call, and also it performs well. tenacity increases, we add this resin application so that like it will look fresh every time. One of the shirt I'm wearing it, this is from the Brooks Brothers shirt. It's a non-iron with the tape sealing. I'm using it. So the industry people who is, if we are there here, the tape sealing Brooks Brothers fabric came, the garment came from one of the company, TAL. TAL company is a Hong Kong based company. They set up many places. They had the patented technology in just taping. This taping, you can see here, taping in the armhole and here, they can do the taping. The taping they did patented. And they did a business of $500 million business. The overall, the company, TL company is $1 billion company. A manufacturing company can do a $1 billion business. Then just you think, brand can do more business. How can able to they do the business? Because they just patented a small thing. We don't need to talk the NASA technology here. They just patented the tape and they made the garment which gives the highest performance ratings. ATCC 124, ATCC 88B, 88C, which is nothing but the seam appearance, which is nothing but this crease recovery. That garments look fresh when we go for anywhere. Even if I wear for the 2 days, it doesn't go anything. If I wear in the morning, if I fly to the other country for 2 hours, 3 hours, but it still looks fresh. If you wear other shirt, other wrinkle-free shirt, we need to attach, we need to touch up. So mastering, doing in anything, small tweaking the things. In my second slide, I said tweaking small change in any performance thing is innovations. So we need to think to develop some unique product to build our business. And this is all about this liquid ammonia. I don't want to go here because you must be getting bored. I just don't want to make you bored more because I'm coming out with the more videos to show you to make you happy. Okay, the phase change material, I just said the phase change material has been developed by many people. It's not the new technology, it's already old technology, but we are still not using it in a great extent. What it does is it's going to regulate the temperature, body temperature. We don't know, like our body temperature is like 28 degree to 32 degree. If anything, the body temperature goes below 28 degree, we start feeling the cold. And the body temperature goes above 32 degree, then we start feeling the hot. If you use this chemistry, which can regulate your temperature within this zone, so you can feel comfortable, you can work comfortably instead of saying sweating or saying, oh, I'm so hot kind of things. This technology has a lot of future. Still, we are not seeing, but it is there in India. That's why I'm showing you what is there in India. What is not there in India is coming soon. Wait, relax. And one of the another thing which is in Indian market, I'm taking this topic is a contest to the Indian market. We love linens. Summer means we love linen. Linen, we're going to use it. And once the linen fabric, linen garments we wear and come, and once we wash it, it goes like 8% high, shrinks. Can we fix this issue? Because we buy a lot of linens, and in local market, a lot of people want to wear the linen fabrics. The characteristic of the fabric is, it's the nature of the fabric, I can say, it's difficult to care and it's a high shrinkage. Can we develop a technology to control the shrinkage to zero level? Think for the zero level. We have done it actually for some of the brands. We can do it again in India. We can bring it back, technology. And shrinkage level is just like shrinkage level is like below 1%, and performance, especially like smoothness, because linen fabric when we wear and we come back after sometimes in the driving, we get a lot of creases. Can we avoid the creases, still giving this look of this, keeping the same aesthetics, which is the slubby appearance, and controlling the shrinkage? Can we bring it? Because this is needed for the Indian market. It looks simple, but it needs a lot of time to understand the whole technology behind this. And these are the offerings in those things. I want to, because time is there. There is a technologies which is we call the unstinkable technologies. because we sweat quite a bit in India because weather conditions. Can be able to develop a technology. This is not only to develop, it is already available with many known companies. Even the DuPont has their own brand called the Silvador, and also HiQ Chemical has many chemicals, unstickable chemicals. Now they also come out with this another technology via another chemistry which is called Viro Black, which is nothing but if you apply the technology that can black your coronavirus. So future we can think all our product should be more safety. Whatever we wear, we should be aware about that. We should not get in contact with this H1N1. We should not influenza. We should not contact with the coronavirus. So there's a technology already available. A country, Switzerland. Switzerland is a so small country which is already developed a lot of technology, especially in terms of this anti-coronavirus. So why can't we bring it to India and apply and get into the marketplace? Now these big challenges, this is very good. We need change. We need change in the Indian market. We need growth. We need innovation. We need success. We need new ideas, new goals of the companies. The new goals of the companies towards the sustainability. Now, sustainability, performance sustainability is very important. So all the brands whomsoever are doing the business, are growing the business, they are attaching a name sustainability. Sustainability is a very big topic to be talked here. The major thing in the sustainability, there are many things in sustainability. I don't want to go in details of the sustainability, but I want to pick up some of the important sustainability things which is very relevant to the Indian market. If we adopt and addict, definitely we can able to see a lot of changes in the business scenario. First of all, the sustainability. For the students to understand the sustainability means reuse, recycle, reduce. This is the three concepts which can be done anything. Sustainability, even if you are going out of this conference room, if you're switching off, it's also sustainability. But I'm not talking of that sustainability. I'm talking of sustainability by product. Sustainability can be come through the product. Sustainability come through the material. Sustainability come through the process. So now there's a great sustainability. This is very important topic because today you are hearing from me sustainability discussion, which I have done in the one of the seminar which happens in Hong Kong every year. If you want to attend the seminar, you have to pay $1,200 US. I have been talking about sustainability year by year. I talk on the stage there, sustainability in 2014 and 2015. I talk about sustainability. So I want Prime Source is the forum actually. PrimeSourceForum.com. If you go 2014, you can see my face, same face. It's not changed much. Okay. So I talk about the sustainability. So here the sustainability I'm talking here, the important sustainability is biodegradable, bio-based, and recycle, no water dyeing, cool transparent. The reason why I have selected these four key components of the things, because we are missing in a big time. We don't have this apparels made out of the biodegradable product or made out of the bio-based fabric, or I don't see much of recycle things. I don't see any product which has been developed by a no water dyeing technology or something printing, where printing with the new technology. So let's go with the biodegradable. Biodegradable is a very unique name, biodegrades, that's all. Then I just want to share with you one of the video here about the biodegradable, this one. Just give me 1 minute.
Bluepel Apparel and Textiles feature Eco-One technology. Many of us donate clothes or hand them on to others after we've finished using them. But what happens after that? Today, there are
The video cannot be seen, sir.
garments and
No,
textiles.
I cannot see.
No, sir.
Okay. share this. I'm sorry because we are not expert in the IT. I'm expert in textiles.
Yes, sir.
Can
Newwell
you see?
Apparel and Textiles feature Eco
Huh?
One. Many of us don't.
Only the PPT has been seen, sir.
Yeah, wait.
Clothes or hand them on to others after we've finished using them.
Can you see?
But what happens after that?
No, sir.
There are
Huh?
very few options for true.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Oh my God. Share ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, ನೀವು share ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ. Share ಮಾಡಿ.
Recycling synthetic garments and textiles, so most ultimately end up in landfills.
You can see now, sir.
Synthetic textiles
Can you
such as
see now?
polyester and nylon
Yes.
are made from plastic and pose a unique environmental challenge. In the U.S.,
Okay, we're going to start this about biodegradable, how it biodegrades.
Newwell Apparel and Textiles feature Eco One technology. Many of us donate clothes or hand them on to others after we've finished using them. But what happens after that? Today, there are very few options for truly recycling synthetic garments and textiles, so most ultimately end up in landfills. Synthetic textiles such as polyester and nylon are made from plastic and pose a unique environmental challenge. In the US, for example, less than 7% of all plastics get recycled. The rest, 28 million tons, end up in a landfill. Imagine one massive landfill filled with 366,000 Boeing 767 airplanes. Bluepell Apparel and Textiles aim to increase the useful life of a landfill while providing a source of clean, renewable energy. Bluepell contains Eco One, which is an organic additive that renders synthetic materials biodegradable. It's like nothing else in the marketplace, scientifically tested and validated for biodegradability. Garments made with Eco One look, feel, and perform just like they normally would, but when they are thrown into a landfill, they act much differently than normal garments. Landfills, for example, are full of active microbes that eat almost everything except traditional plastics. These microbes, if they have access to the core of the plastic-based fabric, would feast on it. Plastic is a good source of food and energy for these microbes. Eco One provides this access. Most of us don't have a PhD in chemistry or biochemical engineering, so let's make it simple to see how Eco One works. Traditional synthetic yarns and fibers repel water, but with Eco One in them, they attract moisture and microbes present only in disposal environments. Eco One then makes sure these stick to the surface of the plastic. Moisture expands the plastic, making room for more microbes to enter the plastic. Microbes are constantly secreting enzymes. These enzymes act as signals to attract more microbes. In fact, now these microbes find the plastic a delicious feast, making the whole plastic biodegradable through the actions of naturally present living organisms. The result of all this is that synthetic materials such as nylon and polyester now break down into their primary organic matter, which shows up as humus, rich soil, methane, which can be converted to energy, and carbon dioxide. Remember, Eco One is a non-starch-based, simple, cost-effective solution to help you join the ecolution. So why have your product end up like this, when it could end up like this?
Can they see the screen?
Yeah, they should be.
Can you see the screen?
Yes,
So you,
yes.
you have to just off the media player.
Yeah, no.
Like the PPT cannot be seen now.
Okay now? All good?
It's okay now? Can you screen share?
Screen share.
Yeah, please share the screen. Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the bio-based, biodegradable thing is a very self-explanatory because we need to move on to this other bio-based fiber. This bio-based
Go for
fiber.
screen. Full screen.
Now the audience, I apologize for this inconvenience caused. It's going to happen again one more time. Be patient with me, okay? Because we are not experts. So that's why I say we need to get expert and become masters. Anything we do, we should be masters in that. So having said this, let's go back to this our topic, which is the biodegradable video you have watched. So already a lot of industry in China and Korea and US and also elsewhere, they've already developed the fiber, bio-based fiber, biodegradable fiber. What it means is a synthetic fiber fabric, which is the polyester fabric. Whenever we are putting into the landfills, we're throwing into the landfills at the garbage, we're throwing it, but it's not going to get dissolved or decompose for 400 years. So we need to protect. That's very, very important. If you don't protect the future for tomorrow's future, for your kids, they will be having most of the, they cannot even grow any vegetables to eat because all the one layer will going to form on the planet Earth. And then we don't have anything. So therefore, we need to think for biodegradable fiber. And that's very important. So now another thing is another technology available in the marketplace is bio-based fiber. What is bio-based fiber? A fiber manufactured by using a natural resource into it, which is 37% of natural resource, and rest of the thing is the synthetic. Is synthesizing with the natural with chemicals and producing a fabric yarn, which will have this 30% less energy required to produce that yarn, and also it will avoid 30% less emission of carbon dioxide. And also it has a lot of stretch properties because this fiber is going to eliminate the spandex requirement, the spandex and lycra requirements. The reason is spandex and lycra need a lot of heat setting to do the heat setting, and also lycra and spandex fabric we cannot able to do pitching, meaning like brushing, we cannot do it to get the better hand feels. Therefore, this is one of the fiber which comes under the sustainability because it's a synthetic yarn, synthetic material by using 37% of natural resource is being used, which helps the environment, and it will give also the performance attribute. And this is the branding of this one of the fiber called Sarona. The Sarona is available in the 2-3 things, which is for the industry people. I'm saying it is bicomponent Sarona and spun Sarona is available. Spun Sarona, which can be a cut and can be blended with the cotton and the viscose, and is already doing very well. And all the European markets are very fond of this yarn. So if any industry people are there here, you can also look for this fabric made out of the Sarona yarns, which naturally has this elasticity, which is nothing but the stretch component, and it will also give the sustainability features. Anything today and tomorrow, you want to develop anything which has to have the sustainability tag to that. I just want to go back, one of the important things in the global status today, in 2010 and 2014, but I did not able to get this more information about this type of chart. I would like to share here for the students or anybody. See, in the 2010, we used to get only the cotton is 33.5% of the cotton is to grow in whole world. When in 2014 is reduced already, it reduced to 31.7. Even though if the land is same, We have the land is same. Only if any technology comes, instead of growing the cotton in the horizontal way, they grow the cotton buds in the vertical way, that can increase. I saw this one of the article, and India has also adopted. That's why India is also doing a great job in terms of this producing the cotton materials. But you see a switchover of the synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber is predominantly like 60.9%. Now I think it's almost like 70% of the product is with the synthetic. If we keep on using the synthetic like a polyester or nylon or anything, if we don't make it reuse, recycle, and reproduce, if we don't do it, we cannot safeguard our future. So India, the whole market in the whole world, synthetic is going. So we can able to adapt it, but we need to adapt the technology for that. See, one of the study has been shown here by 2025, or it may going to extend. They say the graph shows here the red part, which is like physical water scarcity in China, in some part of India, and some part of the other world. So we are not going to have the water to drink. So I would like to share here one of the important thing, what the government has done in China. They took the river which is flowing in south part of the China. They took it to the complete to the north. It's almost like 8,000 to 10,000 miles. They built the canal to take the water to distribute that portion. That they took almost like 15, 20 years. That is a massive, that's the program which we need to do it. And you just think, if in 2025 we will get more scarcity of the water in the world, what are we going to do with it? The reason is our textile need water. We need a lot of water. We love denim. Denim need a lot of water to wash it. How are we going to avoid the washing or dyeing the fabric without water? There is a technology available. It's not the technology. This technology available, which has been developed by a Holland University. I worked with them 6 years back. The reason why I worked with them was when I was working in US as a Perialis brand, as a vice president. Perialis brand is a licensee holder of Nike Swim. Whatever the swimsuits you can see in the Nike swimsuit in the US, which has been produced by Perialis. So Nike had the joint venture with the Holland University. One of the product which came out from the Holland University, which is a no water dye. We can dye the fabric without water, which is amazing, correct? Otherwise, we have to spell out a lot of water. So I want to show you one of the video which can give you the clear picture of how they are going to save this water. I don't see here. I already apologize because I'm not expert in this one.
As we look to the future, the available
Share ಮಾಡಿ. Share.
availability of clean water poses a significant concern.
Can you guys see this?
With climate change and an increasing.
Can you see this?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We can see.
Plate.
Water will become an scarcer commodity. Conventional dyeing uses large amounts of this scarce water annually to dye textile, enough to provide every individual on Earth with 1,000 liters of clean water every year, which is converted into wastewater filled with tons of dye and other chemicals.
Dyco has the competitive and clean alternative. We dye fabric without using any water or process chemicals, leaving behind zero waste water. This process is efficient, reducing energy consumption, reducing dyeing time, and only using half the amount of dyes. All in all, reducing costs by 40 to 60%. So, how does it work? Clean fabric on a beam is loaded into the dyeing vessel. CO2 is added and brought to the right temperature and pressure, where it becomes supercritical, a phase between a liquid and a gas. The dye dissolves into the supercritical CO2 without the need of additional chemicals, resulting in a more even color distribution. After the dyeing process, the CO2 flows through the separator, where it is completely cleaned before being transported back to the storage tank. 95% of the CO2 used is recaptured and stored in liquid form, ready to be reused in this closed-loop system. In the end, the dyed fabric emerges from the vessel completely dry, saving additional drying time and energy. Dyco's machine is built according to established safety standards, equipped to easily withstand twice its operating pressure. With this new technology, Dyco offers a sustainable and cost-effective dyeing alternative. Already conquering Asia with its game-changing technology, it is revolutionizing the industry. Wouldn't you also want to be part of this green revolution?
Can you see the screen? Okay. Hope you enjoy the video. But you see this, we can dye this fabric without water. I have worked in this plant. But here, this important take here is this project was started by the students in the Holland University, and this has been made a commercializations. We also has a lot of textile universities. Our universities are limited to only to educate to students, teach what is in the past, not giving the opportunity to think for future. Or we are not involved in building some ecosystem to help the industry. In that way, even this in China, a lot of this textile institute, even the Hong Kong Textile Institute, they do a lot of research and they get into this commercialization, their products. The students will be done and they elevate to the second level. So here, the point I'm here insisting is even the government of India need to take the initiative to fund to the universities in order to make any technology commercial level. That's very important. And in the brief, I'm just showing you this is how it works. It goes to the fabric and the dye stuff is a pure dye stuff, goes into inside, and the carbon dioxide, which is there in the air. I was just reading the newspaper today. I saw that one because of the COVID-19, there is a 1 billion tons of CO2 has been reduced, which means 4% of CO2, which means in globally, the whole world produces 37 billion tons of carbon dioxide. At today's article, I just sharing with you people, if this type of this lockdown, if we continue the whole year, we can reduce the carbon dioxide by 7%. That's the one of the way, but we cannot continue to lock down. We need to open it, but only way is we need to come out with the technologies. So this is one other technology. And also this recycled polyester, which is gaining here, whereas in India, 25,490 tons of plastic is being produced in India itself. Okay, and this is like a recycled polyester, which is commonly used by all the activewear companies in the world. and whatever the plastic bottles we use, we throw, that can be recycled and make the fabrics. And then also whatever this yarn we can use in the apparel, we can substantiate how many bottles has been used in the garment. That is nothing but this reuse the product. And there's a smart technology which I just want to share with you people, which is the future technology, which is nothing but graphene. Graphene is not a new thing. Graphene, when we are kids, or this, even those our fathers or forefathers, they used to use the pencil. In the pencil is the graphite. The graphite of single layer of graphite is called graphene. Graphene has the important feature, which is nothing but which has this high conductivity. It can conduct the heat. It can conduct the heat, and also graphene has a property of antibacterial, anti-fungal properties it has. And another thing is, if this technology has been used, what we can do is we can reduce, instead of using this thick garments, we can use the thin garments. We can be more active. This is the latest technology in the world, and everybody is doing a lot of research, especially Taiwanese are doing a lot of research, Chinese are doing, and the UK is doing a lot of research on the graphene. We have a lot of opportunity to do the graphene. Lastly, I just want to show you one of the thing, because we are out of time. I just want to show the global brands, what they are pledging to do. Brand goals on sustainability, which is this activewear brands. So the important thing is the Lululemon, which is they're claiming that like 60% of the materials are made with sustainable fiber, and 80% by 2020. That means this year onwards, their 80% of product will be sustainable product, and 4% of products are made using the water saving technology. 25% by 2020. 70% of the waste from the shipping packaging has to be diverted from the landfills, and 80% by 2020. So all these brands are aiming to adopt the sustainability in the future. So I would request our brands, in Indian government, also push for the sustainability performance, sustainability with the performance. And many brands are doing already in the US, sustainability and the performance, because we are out of time. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any questions, you can send the questions to organizers. Shweta is there. If any questions, or
Yes,
you can send the email, we can able to answer their questions as well.
Okay, so we'll take up some questions, sir. So there are questions from various fields. The one which I'll just take up some. So this is by Mr. Parthiban Manikam.
One of the question I'm seeing here, I just went to this one.
Yeah.
The Ganesh Jogar.
The first question, yeah.
Yeah. Sir, what is the role of textile research scholars in textile industries? What is the scope we research in coming days? So after seeing, I think he has sent this message before completing presentation.
Yes.
So after seeing this, my presentation, complete presentation, you must be having the answer.
Yes, the second question is that.
And 100% cotton fabric available in market are blended with some other fabric. I don't get it. That 100% cotton fabric are available in market are blends with the some other fabrics. Fabric, there are 100 varieties of fabrics are available in the market. Depending upon the performance, when you the fabrics are available.
So one of the interesting question which I see is, how far is the use of AI in apparel field have made significant impact on brands?
Artificial intelligence. See, instead of call the artificial intelligence, we call the smart technology, smart clothing, apparels. Smart apparels is nothing but the artificial intelligence type of things which can activate. One of the technology which I explain is a phase change material. So that means like when you go to the hot environment, it gives a cool. If you get back to the cool condition, you become warm. And also the artificial intelligence has been used. One of the technology is mind-band. Mind-band is one of the technology which is artificial type of intelligence. They insert these small chips into the fabrics, and that can regulate that can give this complete feedback about your blood pressure, your BP, all those things it can give, and doctor can monitor to you. That kind of artificial intelligence we can adopt here. There are a lot of research is going on in the US. Any other questions?
So this is a question from Ms. Vaishnavi. If nano encapsulation, odor or aroma finish given to the fabric, can it be manufactured in bulk?
Of course, the nanotechnology is by Nano, which has been developed about 15-20 years back. It's not the new technology. Nano has a nanotechnology, has nanopill, nanocare, nanosphere. This kind of things is there, which means nanocare is nothing but the water resistance. Nanosphere has this different performances. But today, in the world scenario, the people are very afraid to use the nano chemistries. The reason number one is the particles of the chemicals are very minute, which is nano means 10 to the power of -9. Okay, that's small magnitude of the chemicals. If we apply onto the fabrics in subsequent washes, it may go out and it may going to be not environmental free. That is what the brands are saying us not to use the nano chemistry. But still people are using it, and they're modifying this chemistry, but this is not a new chemistry. It has been evolved to 15 years back.
So does India has waterless dyeing technology?
Actually, they are having the discussions in the waterless technology with Arvind, I think. I don't know exactly in India, but right now this is available in one of the place called this, Thailand has this waterless technology, because one of the company name called YEHA Group, they are sponsor the Holland University to develop and to commercialize. He has invested with the university people. Adidas has invested the money with this university, and IKEA has also invested the investment in this technology. They want to make it big. Yes. And having said this, Thailand, there's one more country, which is a Taiwan company, has this waterless technology. But in the Jordan, one of the factory people were discussing to establish this one. If we adopt this machine into India, we can save a lot of water in the country.
Okay, sir. So I think we have actually a lot of questions lined up. Well, we'll just take one question, last question. How can we cope up with the economic conditions of Indian textile industries after this lockdown? Since it's a current topic, I've just taken it.
It's a big topic to talk, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need, first of all, this consumer base, we need to understand the consumer psychology. So we know that like India, like only like 20% of Indian people are addicted and adopted and going to the shopping malls and buying it. And the rest of the people are not able to do it. Today, we need a lot of investment in the textile sectors, which I explained in the beginning of the slides. We need to create a massive ecosystem in the textile to cope up the economy.
So I think if okay with you, people can have your email ID and put in your questions there.
No problem. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have fun. If you have any questions, please get back to me. Thank you very much for.
I thank you, sir, for sparing your time. I think it was indeed very insightful for all of us. I think our attendees will have lots to take away from here. So thank you all. Thank you all other attendees for coming in. A very warm thank you from the Vogue team, and please stay tuned for our further sessions. So the next section, which is upcoming on 23rd May, please tune in 11 o'clock. So see you all right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So.